Welcome then to the Breakdown Live here at Arsenal Stadium. Myself and Adrian Clarke pitch side for what is a huge game under the lights in North London. We take on Porto, looking to bounce back from defeat last time out. And I'm feeling pretty good about it, Clarke.
Oh, yeah. So you should.
I'm buzzing.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm buzzing. I think everybody who's got a ticket for tonight's game is buzzing. I mean, it's you've even brought out the statement jacket for it, haven't you?
And the bruised banana underneath.
I mean, you are looking the business tonight, Nick. And I'm hoping that the team do the biz as well. So, yeah, look, it's a big night. It's got that feel. Everyone in the press room that I was talking to were like, Sam, you're confident. I was like, yeah, I'm really confident because have you seen us play lately? You know, we're playing fantastic football. The only caveat, the only question mark is Porto. They were brilliant, weren't they, without the ball really in that first leg. And if they're equally as brilliant tonight, it could be a tough game. So hopefully they're a little bit off it and we really bring our proper A game this time around. Yeah,
we're going to need that A game as well, I think it's fair to say, because, you know, like you said, they're going for a real feel-good moment at the moment. You know, they won well in the Portuguese league as well, didn't they, against Benfica, wasn't it?
Benfica the week before, 5-0.
Yeah, which was a great result for them. So, look, their fans have come to town. They're already cheering really, really loudly here. Loads of songs going about. So we know the Emirates needs to be buzzing and kicking tonight, and I'm sure it will be. Right, let's have a look at the team news. If you've not managed to see it yet, we'll run you through it. The news is David Raya comes back in for Ramsdale, and then it's unchanged. Other than that, you've got White, Saliba, Gabriel and Kivior completing the back line. Rice, Jorginho and Ødegaard, and then Saka, Trossard and Kai Havertz completing the lineup. So, yeah, David Raya comes back in. We expected that. But this team should have more than enough, I feel, to deal with this Porto team.
It should have. Look, I would prefer Martinelli. Martinelli on nights like this with the drive, the pace, the width that he supplies, I think is a miss. I think we're right to point that out. But Trossard is an excellent footballer. So it's a more than adequate replacement. Look, the team played pretty well, didn't they, against Brentford? There wasn't too much wrong with the performance. Yeah, we'd have liked to have won more comfortably. But I think by and large we played very well. So look, let's not mess around with it. Jorginho's been in outstanding form.
Brilliant.
Rice, I'm loving Rice as a box-to-box player at the moment. Absolutely tremendous. So powerful, isn't he? So, yeah, look, more of the same. And you'd like to think that we can see off Porto this evening.
Just a word on Declan Rice, actually, and we'll go into more detail, of course, when we get up to the box shortly. But, you know, a lot of people are surprised at the amount of kind of goal involvements that he's had already this season, because he wasn't necessarily signed to do that, but he's definitely replaced what we lost in Granit Xhaka in that
definitely.
department.
Yeah, no, he's as good as Granit was, if not better, in terms of the attacking threat. We saw it on occasion for West Ham, didn't you? We make those marauding runs, but he's in a much more front foot team here. You know, we have a lot more of the ball, and he's able to express himself in a way that he wasn't allowed really under David Moyes. They needed him to protect the back four. Well, we don't need him all the time in that role. No. So, look, we're seeing what a great all-round footballer he is. I mean, what a signing. I was just chatting to a friend of mine in the press room, well-known radio host, and he was saying, well, he's player of the year, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's footballer of the year. I think he's got to be the favourite for it, Declan Rice. If I was to vote tomorrow, I'm a little bit biased. For the Football Writers Award, I'm absolutely voting for Declan Rice. Not just because I'm a Gooner, but because I think he's been the best player.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. It's worth mentioning the bench is looking nice and healthy now as well, isn't it? Which is great news for this run-in.
Oh, yes, brilliant. Yeah, it's perfect. We needed it. You know, it's the sort of thing that happens to City, isn't it, around this time of the year? So, look, it's kind of worked out okay. I mean, the only thing I was half expecting tonight might have been Gabriel Jesus in the 11. He's so good in the Champions League. I mean, he's got a phenomenal record, really hasn't he? So, hopefully we won't need him off the bench to make an impact. But if he does come on, I mean, he loves this competition, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if he came on and made the difference in the second half. So great to have him. Great to have Tomiyasu back involved. Others too. Yeah, we're looking strong at the right time of the season.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Right, we need to hot-foot it upstairs. But before we do, we've got Clarke's question for you. Right, and it's one that, again, I knew the answer to.
It's topical.
Yeah. Right, the question is, who scored, as the Champions League music rings out here, by the way, love that, who scored a hat-trick the last time we hosted Porto at Arsenal Stadium in the UEFA Champions League? So who scored a hat-trick the last time we hosted Porto at Arsenal Stadium in the Champions League? That is your question. And whilst you have a little think about that, and whilst we leg it upstairs, let's hear what Mikel Arteta said to the press when he sat down with them a little earlier this week.
Can we start off with team use first of all?
Yeah.
Any updates? Martin, do you expect him to be fit?
Not many updates. We still have 24 hours and we are trying to have everybody fit and available.
And is that the same with Tomiyasu? Because we saw him training with the group today.
Yeah, he did the first part. Gabi didn't. But yeah, that's what we're hoping for.
I'll come to the game tomorrow. Just reflections on the weekend. I'm sure you've watched the game. How do you now view this title race? Because Arsenal are top.
Yeah. Well, it's great to be top, that's for sure. It was an amazing game of football with two magnificent teams, with so many alternatives. And I think it's an amazing situation that we are in both, looking at the level that those two teams have, that we are still there and we are still at the top. So the ambition races, we want to continue to be there and we have to go game by game.
After Saturday, you talked about how the players wanted to win that game for Aaron Ramsdale.
Yeah.
Could you just describe, as a result of that, how much the group has galvanised and describe the bond within that squad just now?
The unity around the players is amazing because it's organic, it's natural. They really feel for each other, and when they had opportunities to do something to make somebody look better or getting them out of trouble, they are all ready to do it. And it was a great example again of the quality of the team and people that we have within there.
It was your 8th Premier League win in a row. It was 33 goals in that time as well. And yet in the middle of that, this is anomaly of that Porto game when you didn't actually have a shot on target. What do you think you'll have to do differently on tomorrow night compared to what happened out there?
Yeah, we're certainly going to have to tweak a few things to generate much more than what we did against them. But yeah, it's the level of the Champions League. You're facing top teams. The fact that there are 2 games as well plays a little bit in your mind, and we're going to have to be better tomorrow.
Just a final one for me, Mikel. Arsenal haven't reached the quarterfinals of the competition since 2010, which seems incredible. What would it mean to you to guide the team into the last day, and what would it do for the club and their standing around Europe to do that?
That's the opportunity that we have tomorrow in front of our people in our stadium for 96 minutes. Bring your energy, bring your noise, and let's do it together.
Thank you.
George from the BBC.
Mikel, you just on that, you've referenced it again about the fans, and you said the stadium having the night of its life. Do you think the fans are going to have to, because it's going to be a tough game, do you think they're going to have to, it's almost, they really see you over the line?
I think the impact that they can make tomorrow, it's incredible. I don't think that they realize. So we need that. We need that noise. We need them playing every single ball with us. And we need that emotional control as well, you know, to understand that the game can go through certain phases and we have to be really intelligent to push in the right moments to get what we want. But it's a beautiful opportunity to live those nights. It's been 14 years. So everything that we put in there is going to be worth it.
As a manager, what does it feel like on the touchline when you hear the crowd picking up and the players? They seem like reacting to it.
That I want to go there and play, you know, and that's the feeling that we have. That is a joy to be part of this club, to be part of these kind of games, and tomorrow is going to be a great night.
And what have you learned and the players learned from that Porto match when you look back at it? Because they really slowed it down. There was lots of fouls in the match. You had more possession, but they sat back. So what have the players learned? And I know Saliba said that they need to be a bit more smarter. I just wondered how you transmitted that to them this week.
Every week, every opponent has his strengths, his weaknesses, and in the way of they approach the game. And now we know a bit better. We played these kind of games many times in the Premier League. We played one 3 days ago. So we just focus on being ourselves and do more of the things that we can control better than we did a few weeks ago.
And just one more. I mean, this could be an unbelievable week for you, that you could be in the quarterfinals of the Champions League and you could be top of the league. I mean, with 10 games to go and plus more in the Champions League, I mean, this could be a thrilling end to the season for us.
Yeah, we have to make it happen tomorrow, and we're going to have to be very good to achieve that.
Okay, Mark from PA.
Hi, Mikel. You
Hi.
talk about the fans having to be emotional and show passion and things like that, but for your players on the pitch, does there have to be a certain level of controlling that passion and emotion?
For sure, but obviously the game the game context is very important, and we know that we have a long match to play, and it can be moments where it can go your way, and moments that can change dramatically quick, and that's the Champions League as well. So emotionally, you have to be very prepared to play those kind of games.
We spoke to you in Portugal about the lack of experience in your squad. So how important is it ahead of tomorrow that you can call on Jesus and Zinchenko and players that have actually experienced it?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, we haven't had them for long periods this season. The same like someone like Thomas as well. But it's what we have. We have others as well. We learn with the experiences of playing those games, and the boys will be ready tomorrow.
And if you wanted to, I know you wouldn't say, but are they fit enough to maybe start tomorrow, or is that something? Would we like to see him on the bench again?
Well, everybody that is available, I think, has to be available enough to play, because you might have to play after 5 minutes or from the start, and the boys are in a good place.
Kaya?
Hi.
You mentioned before about making you want to be a player again, the atmosphere. I just wondered, what are your best memories as these European nights when you were playing?
Well, I have a few. The one we played here with Barca, with Bayern Munich as well. It was an amazing night as well when we had to do a comeback against Milan. So there are a few, but obviously now is recent. It's about tomorrow, about the present, and we have to make it happen tomorrow.
You mentioned those games there. There's a lot of case of getting so close but yet so far. What will you do to make sure your team can get over the line this time, as opposed to maybe when you couldn't maybe play?
Yeah, prepare the best possible way, make a lot of right decisions, and then be brave and have the courage to make things happen. You cannot wait in this situation. You have to go and make things happen, and that's the approach tomorrow.
Jordan?
Mikel, there's a picture on social media this week of a whiteboard with the players saying how playing at the Emirates makes them feel. Can you just tell us a bit about that?
Sorry?
Can you tell us a bit about that? Was that something that you put on for the players, asked them to do it?
I haven't seen it.
Have you not seen it?
No.
Just keeping on the atmosphere, you said you don't think the fans realise the impact they can have. Was there a game early in your career where you realised as a player that it made you feel something different, more powerful on the pitch?
Yeah, well, the first derby that I played with PSG against Marseille, I could not believe the atmosphere. I went to Scotland and I played the Old Firm, and I was shocked. So, yeah, it can play a huge part in you. It can give you so much energy and belief, and I'm sure tomorrow is going to be like that.
There we go, the thoughts of the gaffer, Mikel Arteta, as we have made our way to the My Arsenal Rewards studio in the nick of time, Clarke. Oh, that was tight, wasn't it?
We pushed it a little bit tonight. Yeah, we did. I was chatting. I got distracted. It was all a little bit of a rush, but we're here.
When you're a celebrity like Clarke around the club, you know.
Right. Look, we're excited, aren't we? I mean, what a good night. What a good night lies in prospect. And hopefully the team can deliver. I can't wait for the noise. I mean, Porto are already bringing it, aren't they? The fans down beneath us here, they're really loud. So yeah, it's up to the Emirates crowd to sort of, eclipse that, and I'm sure that they will. It's going to be great.
Yeah, we've already seen, prior to the fans arriving tonight, I don't know if you saw online, there's this kind of video that's been made about everyone being up for it. The flags are out again. We saw that a couple of weeks ago against Newcastle, was it?
They were here for the last game that you missed as well, against Brentford. I think it's almost a fixture now with the flags and stuff. I don't know whether we're allowed to have the fire tonight. Can't see any fire things. Fire blasters or whatever they're called.
Pyros.
Yeah, exactly. But I like it. It all gives that sense of occasion, just makes it feel a little bit more special. But tonight doesn't really need to. We don't need to ramp it up. We know it's big. We know we want to get to the last day of the Champions League for the first time in an awful long time. Is it 2010? The last time we made it there. So it's a whole generation of people haven't seen us in the next stage of the Champions League. So this is a really big night for us.
That could have been the trivia question, couldn't it, in itself? When was the last time we made it to the knockout stages? Right, if you missed the trivia question, let me just reiterate. I'm going to test everybody here in the box. So this is your moment to shine. Who scored a hat-trick the last time we hosted Porto at Arsenal Stadium in the UEFA Champions League?
No messing there.
Straight away.
No messing there.
Man on the end shouts out Nicholas Bentner.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised to hear it's the correct answer.
It's Lord Bentner. Yeah, I mean, that was a good comeback. I think, I was at the game, and we outclassed them really in that second leg. And look, hopefully we'll see more of the same tonight. There's a part of me that just thinks I was so impressed with how stubborn they were that it feels a stretch to imagine that they're going to fold tonight. You know, I think hopefully that will be the case, but there is a possibility that they'll make it awkward for us, and we might have to grind it out like we did at the weekend.
Yeah, right, well, we'll talk a little bit more about Porto shortly, but we should get a guest on, I think, and this man is an absolute legend to many Gooners around the world, myself included. Fantastic servant for the club, it's worth saying, and definitely one of my favourite goals scored in an Arsenal shirt by this man was in the FA Cup final against Hull. It's Aaron Ramsey, everybody! Good to see you, Rambo. Just jump in the middle. How are we? How's life? Looking very suave tonight, mate. I like that.
I'm being wined and dined up there, so I had to make a bit of effort tonight.
I feel underdressed now, massively.
I love that shirt.
Yeah, classic
He hasn't
shirt.
even seen the jacket.
Oh, stop it.
Yeah, how nice is it to come back? Because obviously you're still playing down at Cardiff City. I don't suppose you've been back here too often lately.
No, this is my first time, so yeah, it's
Since
been,
you left?
Yeah, since I left.
Wow.
It hasn't worked out with the timings and things like that, so no, it's good to be back. A bit strange feeling driving back in, and you know, being having done it so many years. So no, it's good though. I'm excited for tonight.
Yeah.
Was it weird coming back and kind of not heading towards the dressing room and all of that? You know what I mean?
I tried to jump on the team coach, but no, it's it's just it's good. There's a real good buzz around the place at the moment, isn't there? So I'm excited to be here, and I'm here with my little man as well. So
Love it.
Not so little anymore.
No,
Yeah. Is he a budding little player like yourself?
He's doing all right. He's in the academy at the moment, so we'll see how he goes.
Good times, won't they? I mean, you know, this is a guy that scored the winning goal in the FA Cup final, not once, but twice.
Loved an FA Cup final
talk us
goal.
through. I mean, that must be surreal when you think back at it. But to score the winner once in a cup final is amazing. To do it twice, wow.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the highlights of you know, my Arsenal career, my career in general, really, and obviously to do something, you know, to live a boyhood dream once and then to do that again, you know, it was just amazing feeling, and I'm so grateful that I played, you know, a small part in this great club's history.
Well, a pretty big part, I'd say.
Yeah, like scoring in the Champions League as well. I think it's worth saying. We can have a look at one of those right now. Remember this one? I do. Oh, Techers! Look at the technique! Oh. The way you struck that so sweetly. Let's have a look again.
This is an unbelievable goal.
That left foot swinger.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
I remember I was in my uni halls watching this.
I know, it was one of them. It was either going to go into Rosette or into the top corner, and as soon as I hit it, I knew it's got a chance, this.
Yeah,
thankfully it went in.
What was it like playing Champions League football for Arsenal? Because you did it a few times, and it's been a while since we've done it prior to this season here. I mean, it's pretty special for players, isn't it?
Yeah, like you really miss these nights as a, you know, having experienced there and played in many, you know, Champions League nights here. Arsenal needs the Champions League, and you know, to be in this position now and hopefully be able to progress tonight, I think. You know, it's just shown how far the club's come on again in the last few years.
Yeah, on that, the jump has been incredible, hasn't it? In terms of, like, it only feels like 3 or 4 years ago, it was like Liverpool City were playing at a different level to us. It was hard to watch, wasn't it? But we've quickly bridged that gap. And I mean, I don't know how you feel, but for me, we are every bit as good as City and Liverpool now.
Yeah, I think that's evident in the position in the league at the moment as well. It's not easy, you know, to be competing against them with what they've done over the last few years, and to come so close last year and to go toe to toe with them for such a long period. Hopefully this season now we can go one step further and get over the line. But no, it's great to see. I think Mikel's done a fabulous job here. Yeah. Him and his staff, and you know, the players are really responding, and everyone's bought into that.
Yeah, you played with him, of course, many times.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that leads me on nicely to our next kind of segment. We love, with any ex-Arsenal player, getting a five-a-side team of players that you played with. You can pick yourself. I should say, you're on the wall as well.
Oh,
there we go. But you can pick yourself. You don't have to. But if you were picking an Arsenal five-a-side, who would you have in it?
I would go Koscielny at the back. Yeah, I love playing with Koscielny. He was brilliant player for us, and you know, had every attribute, and you know, went on and done so well for France as well. So I think he would be my centre back. Then I've got to go Santi Cazorla. I mean, amazing player.
I think he'd be decent in the
Don't need me to go into detail about that.
Great at both feet as well.
Then I would go Mesut Ozil. I think his weight of pass, and I don't think you really appreciate it until you play with him, how good he is. And the weight of pass, proper team player, and just ooze class. So he'd be in there. Giroud would be up top.
Okay.
Giroud, I think he played some important parts in my goals in the FA Cup, particularly. So yeah, he would.
He's still doing the biz as well.
Yeah, doing this. So
doing it.
yeah, I mean, yeah, he really looks after himself, and for him to still be doing what he's doing now is unbelievable. So so we on
more.
one for one.
Yeah.
Room for one more. Who would I go? Oh, tough
Not a
choice, this.
keeper, but I don't think we need one.
It's up to Rambo. He's thinking about
Then
it.
I'm going to go Fabregas. I mean, I didn't play too often with him, but like on the odd occasion that I did, and what he did for this club in general, and to be able to witness that, just amazing. Is the way that he played and the forward thinking. You know, that was the first thought that came to his head, and the amount of assists and that he had, and to have done what he did at his age, come into the Arsenal team, and yeah, it was brilliant.
He was. You played with him sort of at the back end or later on. What a player he was at 17. I mean, I couldn't believe what I saw when he came through. It was incredible. So that's some five-a-side team, man.
That's some midfield as well, by the way. No one's getting the ball in that team. Right, we know you're a busy man. You've got to shoot it off, but minute to win it from you, please. This is basically, what minute do you think the first goal in tonight's game is going to be scored in? As you can see, Theo Walcott got it on the nose, top of the league. So, you know, you've got to level that, really.
Yeah. I'll go 8.
8th minute.
Number 8.
Yeah, I was going to.
We're banking on this early goal, aren't we?
Well, it's the number. It's, you know, number 8.
I think
that's what Theo did, and it worked for him. He went 14, so
yeah, they were straight onto the front foot. Hopefully, a bit of pressure and get one of them early goals just to settle everyone down, and then can really build on that then.
All right. Well, listen, we'll let you go. Let's hear it for an
Cheers.
Arsenal legend, Aaron Ramsey, everybody. Good to see you.
Hey, welcome back, mate. Welcome.
So good to see Rambo back in the building.
He's still in great condition. Plays for Cardiff City. You know, he's got a part to play potentially, Aaron, in the push for the playoffs with Cardiff City. But yeah, brilliant to see him, and I can't believe it's the first time. We're honoured, really, aren't we? First time back at Emirates Stadium, he comes and pays us a visit. Brilliant.
I'm sure he won't remember, but I saw him the last time he was here as well on his final day, and now first time back, he's with me again. Eh? Right, anyway, speaking of legends, let's get another one on. Now, she won 31 major honours with Arsenal, skippering us to a quadruple in 2007. Let's hear it for Faye White, everybody.
Hello.
Good to see you, Faye. Lovely to see you.
Thanks for having me.
31.
Did it ever get boring?
Did you have any space for all the trophies and medals?
Yeah, build up my biceps, lifting all the trophies up. But
yeah, we like that. And a Champions League as well, which is obviously what the lads are hoping to replicate this season.
yeah, obviously that's really special. The only English team in the women's game to have achieved it. Obviously, I think Chelsea have gone quite close. Arsenal were obviously trying to repeat that. But yeah, it was a special squad that we had back in 2007 to achieve all 4 trophies in that one season. We were the underdogs against Umeå, who were the Swedish champions, and had Marta, who was the best player in the world at the time. And has been for many a year. She only just recently retired, I think. So, but yeah, it was quite a phenomenal season.
It's brilliant, and it's great to see your team commemorated around the stadium as well, isn't it? That must have been a nice moment when you found out that the images were going to be on the sort of perimeter there. It's much deserved as well.
Yeah, it's incredible. Obviously, the women's game's growing, isn't it, in the profile. So, for in my opinion, Arsenal have always championed the women's game and always been the leader of promoting it and including it within the whole squad, in the whole club. Even 15 plus years ago 12 years ago I retired, but I had a 16 year career here, and we were always felt fortunate with what we were given at the time, and how we I managed to play here a couple of times when it first opened for the women's before I retired. So it's to see it up there. I have my son come to games sometimes with me. He's here tonight, and I grab him and we go round there, and I'm also on the Highbury one as well in one of the windows. So I keep pointing to it and showing him, and
got to be done.
he's like, "All right, Mum, all right." I question it like every time I come.
I'm on the fans one, and I let everybody know. So if I was ever on one of the players ones, believe me, I would never shut up about it.
Yeah.
You mentioned playing here though, Arsenal Stadium. You know, the women's team now, they're playing here regularly and selling it out regularly. Just how special is that for you as an Arsenal legend, an Arsenal women's legend, to see the team doing that now?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's kind of what dreams are made of, really, for my era. It's what we were trying to champion, what we were trying to build for, obviously profiling it and trying to raise our standards, and not only at Arsenal, but with the England team as well in major tournaments to try and profile the women's game. But yeah, I mean, I've been here of some of the games, and it gets you going when the hair's on the back of your neck when the music starts, and it's a very different atmosphere, isn't it, with the women's game and the number of young families and women included in the crowd. But yeah, I mean, I remember obviously Leah's only just come back from injury, and she's been in the team since 8 years old in the club, going through the whole age group. So I know she only got to go out recently that last game, and it means so much.
Well, she said that, didn't she? She was loving it. Listen, I know you're short on time, so we need to get a five-a-side from you if possible. You heard Rambo doing it a minute ago. Players that you've played with, you can include yourself. You don't have to, but
well, I think we all leave out a keeper, don't we? I played my whole career pretty much at Arsenal with Emma Byrne as our main keeper, our Irish international main keeper for her country as well. So I'd put her, because we all need a goalie, don't we? We can't forget them. I would probably go Katie Chapman as a defender. She likes to get forward too and play midfield as well, but she's such a fierce player.
Agree.
Always gets stuck in and put herself about the pitch. Probably Kim Little, current player, because I've played with her. She was coming as a youngster when I was captain and in the team still. So, and her unbelievable feet and vision. An ability, penalty taker too. Yeah. Kelly Smith, I have to have in there.
Yeah, this is a good team as well, isn't it?
And the same, she's almost like Kim was a carbon copy of Kelly, and
it's great to see her back as well.
Yeah, she's in the coaching team and working on the strikers, I believe. So, and loving it, she says. They're a great bunch, she says as well. So, and then forward, I mean, those are two good strikers anyway, aren't they? But midfielders more. But then I'd go Julie Fleeting because of her goal scoring ability and I think over 100 goals for Scotland as well.
So. The goals weren't fleeting, that's for sure. And what a great team that is. Listen, before we let you go though, minute to win it. What minute is the first goal going to be scored in today?
Well, they were quite dogged in the way they kept Arsenal out in the away leg, weren't they? So I was thinking about 28.
Okay. Yeah. 28.
Hopefully,
as long as it's an Arsenal goal, we don't mind.
It won't be that early in the first, but we'll build into it. We'll get them under, pen back, and then we'll score. I hope just before half time.
Like the sound of that. Well, listen, Faye, enjoy the game tonight. Lovely to have Faye, an Arsenal legend, in the building. Let's hear it for Faye White, everybody.
Lovely to see you.
Nice one, Faye.
Thank you.
Absolutely brilliant. Two legends back to back.
Two proper legends.
Oh, mate.
No, it's brilliant to see so many former players from the men and women's teams coming back, and being looked after and having sitting in the nice seats and just being made a fuss of and going pitch side. I don't think either of them are doing pitch. Maybe Aaron is. I'm not sure how it works tonight, but it's just great to welcome the people back, because when you leave a club, you're sad to leave the club. And it's a little bit awkward about coming back. You kind of feel like maybe you have to be asked to come back. So it's lovely that we're reaching out to these greats that have played for us, so brilliantly, and said, come back and we'll look after you. I love that. It's brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, even Arsene Wenger took a long time for Arsene to come back to the club, didn't it? So
I think it hurts, especially with Arsene. I think it hurt him, didn't it? That he was so upset to leave, that he just needed to grieve in a way. He just needed that little bit of time to sort of get used to it. But when he did come back, wasn't it nice? I don't know if you guys remember when he got that ovation.
Yeah.
I mean, that was lovely. That was sort of an understated great moment, I think, in the history of the stadium, because it was very natural from the supporters once they realised he was there.
Absolutely agree with that. Right, let's have a look at tonight's number, and I can tell you, Clarke, that the number tonight is the number 3.
Yeah, look, we've won all 3 of our home meetings with Porto by an aggregate score of 11-0. So look, we'll take that, won't we? Not 11-0, but like if you divide it by 3, we're winning 3s and 4s against Porto when they've come here. Obviously, there was that 5-0 game we talked about earlier with Nicholas Bentner. It could go one of 2 ways tonight. Let's just hope we win, That's the main thing. We want to win by 2 goals, clearly, so that we don't need extra time and penalties. But yeah, look, it could go one of 2 ways. I think if we score early, like Aaron predicted, we could go on and get 3, 4 and 5. If it's a bit of a slower burn, then it might be a tight game, and we might even have a late night. We've got a youngster in the box, so it might be a late night. Let's hope not. But it could go to extra time and penalties. As long as we get through, it doesn't really matter. But we'd like to not have the stress.
Yeah, agreed. One way of guaranteeing we won't have that stress is if we bring our Premier League form into the Champions League, because it's fair to say we've been flying in the Prem, Clarke.
Oh, it's been brilliant, hasn't it? I've just loved this 2024 run. 8 wins in a row. It's been brilliant. And look, this was a tougher game. They made it quite awkward for us. A good goal, wasn't it, from Declan Rice? Lovely ball in as well from Ben White. Look at the flat trajectory there. It's not loopy, is it? He's put plenty of whip on it. Not really an easy ball to defend at all, and Declan just showing that he's much more than just your sort of holding midfield player. This was the moment, Aaron, Ramsdale will be so gutted about, but like, he made up for it second half for me.
A couple of great saves.
Yeah, I thought he was. I thought two genuinely outstanding saves. This was the winner. Another great cross, and Kai Havertz, scores again. It's brilliant. It was lovely to hear the crowd singing this song, wasn't it? Mikel referenced it after the game. I think this is part of the reason he's brought in, because he's a real threat in the air, and our other strikers, they're not known for their heading, are they? And obviously he can play midfield or up front, but he's got that height, and he's been known for it down the years. When he first came through in Leverkusen, I remember watching him and thinking, well, he goes into the box and scores headers. That was his thing. So it's good to see him doing it in our colours now.
Yeah, and it was nice to get the win against Brentford, obviously because it put us top of the league, and then what happened with Liverpool Man City kept us top of the league. But also, it was good to get the win because they tried to employ similar tactics to what Porto did, and that's keeping the ball out of play, essentially.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys noticed it, but they were really milking the injuries, weren't they? If it was a goal kick... Well, look, this is the Premier League over the course of this season. This is the fewest minutes that the ball has been in play in a match. And weirdly, both our matches against Brentford feature in the top 5. So you can see Thomas Frank, his tactics in both games was to slow it down, take your time over throw-ins, even the corners that we had. They deliberately got into scuffles with us so that the referee had to go and intervene and slow it down. They were eating time up. And thankfully it didn't pay off because we ended up getting the goal and it all worked out well in the end. But we know that Porto did that in the first leg. I mean, it's painful to watch, wasn't it? It was really tough. They'll try it again tonight, I'm sure, but I believe the ref is much more experienced and I'm pretty confident he won't fall for their antics.
I very much enjoyed the fact that Brentford were wasting so much time. Then as soon as we scored, they were like on the hurry up. I love it when that happens.
Of course they were. Yeah, it's good to see. We expected Newcastle to do it because we got the early 2 or 3 goal advantage. That killed their game plan. We never really got that against Brentford. So, yeah, tonight hopefully we can get that cushion. That forces Porto to come out and play.
Yeah. Right, just going to introduce our next guest, but before I do, interesting to see the Porto side behind you really kind of working on defending corners and set pieces down there. Yeah, so that's definitely worth bearing in mind.
Let's hope they stay on their feet this time when they're defending a corner. I mean, it was embarrassing, wasn't it, in that first match? Just touch the guy and he just hit the deck.
I just don't think they'll get away with that here at Emirates Stadium. Fingers crossed.
The fans will be on the referee's case for sure.
Yeah. Right, my next guest, he's primed and ready, doing massive things online. Let's hear it for Chris MD, everybody. Good to see you, mate. Jump in the middle. Welcome back. How are we, my friend?
Very good, very good. Yeah, how are you guys doing?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, good to see you again.
Thanks for inviting me back. It clearly means I haven't done it too badly.
I missed you last time. Clarke was telling me that you guys are old friends.
Yeah, we go way back now.
Right.
Of course.
Well, who was it that you'd done a video with somebody just before you'd been on with us? I don't remember who it was.
Awful memory.
Yeah, it was one of the Arsenal players. You've not done one with Arteta, have you?
Was it Ramsey?
Yeah, it might have been Arteta.
Yeah, it was someone Arsenal related, and we were very jealous of it. And and I noticed that not too long ago you had Aaron Ramsey on as well.
Yes, yeah.
That looked fun.
Coincided with him being dropped from the team, unfortunately. So hopefully it wasn't because of my YouTube video. But he was a lovely guy.
I don't know if you guys saw it. We just got 100 shots. And
we took 100 shots and we scored 2 against him. Yeah. So if that's anything to go by,
who scored the 2?
Good. Me.
Okay, right. So at least you've got that.
Yeah. It's like I fed you the information beforehand.
I remember seeing the video and he'd watched your video, so he knew you were decent.
Yeah. I mean, I think Aaron's quite into YouTube and seeing people like that before, and so it was quite nice, like not having to. Yeah. He was almost better at YouTube than we were, so it was good.
I love it. And didn't you play? Do you play in the Sidemen team?
Yes.
As well? Yeah. That must have been a good experience.
Oh, it's ridiculous. We had 60,000 people in the stadium. I mean, I think it was West Ham's like record attendance. So, not to brag or anything, but the dream is when we have it here. You know, that would be would be lovely.
Oh, that would be like, yeah.
I'm sure KSI is working on it.
Yeah, I mean, what else is he doing? Like, come on, mate, get on it.
I mean, he's not got a massive drinks brand or anything.
No,
it's like,
not
going global.
Not got lots of different fingers in various pies.
How are you feeling about tonight? Because myself and Clarke, we were having a little chat beforehand, saying we both feel quite confident, although we're behind in the tie. We think we got enough to get through.
Yeah, I think I'd say the same, although you can probably see the mic shaking a little bit. I think at home we're really strong, aren't we? And any time in Europe that you go away, you do feel like it's such a disadvantage. So hopefully I do feel like it'll be a 3-0 maybe.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. I'd probably go with a pretty strong win for us.
And how are you feeling about the starting 11? Obviously no Martinelli, but we've kept it the same, and Havertz up front, Jorginho in the team. It's a bit different to how it was a couple of months ago.
Yeah, I mean, I actually think Havertz, like obviously he's been scoring goals and it's quite easy to just look at that and say, oh, he's playing so much better for us. But I think his general all-round play, like his assist for Ben White the other day was really good. Like had a really nice touch. I think I didn't realise how quick he is as well. He's actually showing a lot of decent attributes that no one really knew that he had. So he's playing really well. Trossard's, it's not like for like with Martinelli, but it's almost like for like ability wise. He's so good as well. So.
I know, and Jesus, the guy who always scores in the Champions League on the bench.
Yeah, well, he's still coming back for fitness.
Yeah, but like it's this position where we don't have to rush him back.
Yeah.
Because the other guys have stepped up, haven't they?
Yeah.
So,
Listen, Chris, we couldn't have you on without asking you to try and build your ideal Arsenal player. Right? So we do this with quite a few of our guests, and it's essentially you've got to pick a left foot, right foot, composure, heading, pace and celebration. So.
Yeah, this is a huge question. So luckily I had a bit of a heads up for it, or
I'm glad.
I would be thinking about this for ages. Yeah.
I'm assuming left foot you've gone for Adrian Clarke.
He's so young to remember me, and I wouldn't make the team.
Left foot, I will go for Liam Brady.
Wow.
Hang on. That didn't really come into it, I'm younger than Liam,
but left foot, I'd go Liam Brady. Right foot was quite a difficult one. I was thinking about this one for a while, but I think because there's no other attribute about passing, I'd go with Fabregas. He was my idol growing up. Absolutely loved him. I'd pick him. Also, there was composure in there as well.
Pace and celebration.
Composure would be Dennis Bergkamp. I think it has to be, right? Man. He's the coolest man I've ever seen play for a football club. Pace, Thierry Henry. I think I could go Theo Walcott, but Henry I think has to be in there, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's not going to be heading because he was not great at heading, was he? Heading would be Tony Adams.
Okay. I thought he was going to say Olivier Giroud.
Yeah. That's true.
We've seen a lot. Well, Tony was good at heading them away and into the net.
True.
His own one, maybe sometimes. I don't know if he's got no goals, to be fair.
Yeah. No, I think
hopefully he's not around the stadium today.
Well, he actually, the other week, he was just sat over there.
I have seen him before.
You can't miss him because he's normally in the loudest suit, Right, so what's left? Celebration. That's it.
Celebration. Ooh. Adebayor? No, I'll go with Bukayo Saka. I like the hand on the flag. I think it's very cool, isn't it? It's not too over the top. Like he knows he's the man.
I quite like just the little finger he's bringing in as well. It's quite understated. But
anything he does is just quite cool.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to do anything too flamboyant.
Football does the talk.
Thierry was already in, but Thierry against Spurs was obviously a great
shout.
But
he
was already in. He was already in. You're not alone tonight, though, are you?
I'm not.
You brought a friend.
I have brought a friend. Told my hand along today.
Who have you got with you?
I've got a good friend, Arthur Hill. He's very talented.
Come on, Arthur.
Musician,
get in here.
TikToker.
Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
You're right, good to see you. Yeah.
You'll have to share
Give
a
you the
mic.
mic.
You'll have to do a bit of lollipopping.
Yeah, that's fine.
But Arthur, so tell us about what you've got. You've got a song out at the moment.
Oh,
right?
I do.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
well, that's good. Yeah, I didn't know you guys did it.
No,
No,
yeah.
it's going to be playing in the stadium in a minute, I think. No, yeah, it just came out a couple of weeks ago. It's called Don't Look at Me Like That. Go stream it. Well, I wasn't planning to do this. This is great.
That's all right.
Yeah.
He was saying the other day that he was on a date actually, and it came on while he was in the
first
restaurant.
time. No way.
How cool is that?
Yeah, not my first date ever. The
How
first-
much did you bribe the restaurant to?
Yeah, a lot. It was a
Right.
lot. Yeah. I gave them all.
And was your date impressed?
Because it's the first time it ever happened. I was like not cool about it at all. I was sort of mid conversation. I was like, oh my god, this is my song. So I haven't actually seen her again.
Well, her loss.
Exactly.
Right, we're going to get a minute to win it from each of you, or a joint one. What do we reckon? Joint. Each.
Yeah.
It's each.
Yeah, each. Let's go each.
I've been told it's each.
Okay. Each.
Right,
Each.
yeah.
The
So
voice has spoken.
So it's nearest the pin.
Yeah.
Theo Walcott's the only one that's nailed it so far. You want to be near the top, really. Yeah. So
What minute
what
is the
time's
first
the
goal?
first minute?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We had no idea. Okay.
Ooh. Theo Walcott went for 0.
No. Theo Walcott was on the nose.
Oh, sorry.
Theo Walcott got it bang on.
Don't have 0 minutes of football, mate. You should know that.
Straight from the kickoff.
Oh, so are we doing what? Are we doing one each?
One each.
Yeah, go on, you
Okay.
go first. You go first.
I'm back in a hot start. So 9th.
You really
Ninth.
thought about that.
I did.
yeah.
I'm going 9th. Yeah.
Ninth.
Okay, nice.
Right.
I would say.
I'm going to
Chris?
go statistically more likely to get me close to it, so I'm going to go 50th minute.
Ooh, he's thought
So
about
I
this.
can't be too far away.
Right, okay. Well, listen, fellas, lovely to have you in. Let's hope we're celebrating an Arsenal win later on. Let's hear it for Arthur and for Chris.
Enjoy, boys.
Cheers, guys. Legends. Right, it's a revolving door of guests
Fantastic,
tonight.
isn't it? Yeah.
right, we've
Look,
got...
you know, they're smashing it on YouTube, aren't they? It's, I mean,
massive.
Chris MD's got over 6 million followers on YouTube. It's incredible.
Almost
really.
as many as you, Clarke, mate. You know what I mean? On TikTok. Right, let's crack on though, because we've got loads to get through on the show tonight as well. And we've kind of already referenced it, but we saw what this Porto side did to us in the first leg in Portugal. They're going to try and stifle us again tonight. That's what we think. Right?
Yeah, I think they'd be silly not to try the same tactics because they worked ever so well. Look, these are some of the numbers that I picked out from that first leg. Look at the ball in play. You might remember that the ball in play stats around Brentford were 49 minutes, so it's very similar. They made sure that there was no rhythm to the game, no rhythm to Arsenal's performance. We had a lot of the ball. We'll have probably even more tonight. We had so many corners, it was ridiculous. I expect the pressure, the front foot football to spring more tonight. And this is the bit we need to improve on, isn't it? It's the shots. We really struggled to open them up. I thought they defended brilliantly, particularly in midfield. The level of protection they gave the back four was very impressive. And look at the XG. I mean, 0.42 is one of the lowest we've had all season. You know, lately we've been getting threes and over 3 XG a game. So yeah, we hope it's a very different type of game tonight. We certainly need to be more creative, and I think the key to it is tempo. I think it's as soon as there's a throw in, bang. As soon as there's a free kick, let's play. And let's just be relentless in putting them onto the back foot, because I do think that we'll make some cracks in their rear guard if we play at a high tempo. If it's slow, if it's stop-start, I think that they've shown a capability to keep us at bay. So everything's got to be done quick tonight.
I think the referee needs to be on top of their time-wasting tactics as well. You know
Big
what I mean?
time,
That can't happen again.
No, and look, I'm told that the referee is one of the most experienced in the Champions League tonight, and I would expect that referee, or tonight's ref, to have watched the game. And if they've watched the game as prep, they'll see what Porto's game was, and that hopefully they'll be able to stamp that out tonight. Last time they had the right ref for that approach. This time around, I hope it's very, very different.
Yeah, agreed. Something else that has been a big kind of talking point ahead of the game tonight is the importance of the fans. I don't know if you heard Mikel Arteta in his press conference talking about kind of how the stadium needs to be rocking. It's been a big part of it, and I think the fans are going to be up for it tonight.
Mikel loves it, doesn't he? He's loving whooping up the supporters. It's brilliant, and it's paid off because they're fully engaged. We're all engaged in this team. We love watching them. We love the football. We like him. He's taken us from 8th, where we scored 50-something goals a season, to challenging for the title, where we're on course to score 90 goals. You know, no wonder we're loving it. And nights like tonight have been few and far between. So we're all going to bring it. It's going to be very, very noisy. And I'm sure the players will respond as well. And yeah, the more we can make this place that ring of fire, that cauldron, the tougher it is for anyone that comes here. And I think teams have found it really hard to play here this season.
Yeah, agreed. Jens Lehmann just walks behind you.
Did he
All
really?
the legends are in the
Okay,
building tonight,
okay.
that's for sure. We've got another one.
Another guest.
Yeah, another guest, yeah.
It must be a big game tonight.
An incredibly talented actor, been in loads of stuff, including Sex Education on Netflix. Let's hear it for Asa Butterfield, everybody. Good to see you, Asa.
Hey, Asa.
Jump in the middle, mate. How you feeling? You buzzing ahead
I'm
of
buzzing.
the
I've been buzzing all day.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm gassed.
I love it. Do you get here often?
Not as often as I'd like,
Okay.
but more in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's been great, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Man, I'm excited.
Well, we were just talking about that connection. Have you felt that yourself, as a supporter?
As a fan?
Yeah, compared to previous years.
Yeah, I mean, it's always easy to say, like, you can support a team when they're doing well, but there's something in the air this year. Last year we had it as well, but this year I feel like I think it's just the Champions League.
Yeah.
Like, it's something. I mean, we're here.
Yeah.
And you can see outside, it's unbelievable.
It's a different vibe, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah. No, it's exciting.
Yeah, I mean, the supporters have been, told that they're going to play a big part in tonight's game. Have you felt that? 'Cause we've been in here. You know, you've been kind of out
I was
and
out
about
there. I
and
got here
stuff.
early. The
What's
Porto
it like?
fans are already going for it,
Yeah.
so we got to bring just even more.
Yeah.
Even more.
100%.
Huge part of it.
You local lad?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's born in Islington.
So my mum lives in Highbury, my dad's in Stokey, so
wow.
I cycled
Okay.
here.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Loves
that.
Tremendous. Yeah.
Shout out to the line bike.
And so you had no choice but to support the Arsenal then.
Yeah.
It was always going to
of
happen.
course.
Did you ever have any pretensions of playing? Did you play as a kid? Or, did you have that,
no,
when did the dream end that you might one
I was
day
never
play for us?
really. I was never very good at football.
Oh, weren't you? Yeah.
No, sadly. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you're pretty good at acting. So,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You can't be good at everything.
You got to pick your. Exactly.
Even though you're local, do you get to come down much? Do you get?
Last game I came to was the Sevilla game.
Okay.
So in November.
Yeah, all the
I've
big
not been
ones
to any
then.
of the Premier League matches this year.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll get my people to speak to your people. And
All right,
see if-
cool. Yeah, we'll sort it out.
The
Something
Champions
like
League
that. We
games,
got some more.
we smashed everyone here, really, haven't we? Lens, we
Yeah.
battered PSV, who were still in it, and Sevilla was a closer game, but it was an annihilation.
Comfortable.
Really. Yeah, exactly. So, hopefully tonight. I mean, how are you feeling about?
I think
tonight?
we got it.
Yeah.
I think we got it. We're here. We're at home. Porto a good team, but I think we had them last game as well, and it's going to be even better.
Yeah, I agree. Right, minute to win it from you because we're already 13 minutes away from kickoff. It's absolutely fine.
I think we're going to score just before the second half. I think it's going to be a dicey start.
Okay.
I think we're going to score like 43.
43, okay.
And then 2 in the second half, 3-0.
I like that, yeah.
Get
Sounds
the job
good.
done. It doesn't really matter as long as we get the
Yeah.
job done. But we'd all love that fast start, wouldn't we? Just so we could calm the nerves. But sometimes, as I said at the weekend, if it was always easy, it'd be a bit boring.
It's honestly the fact we're 1-0 down this game. I think we're going to bring it even more.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do need a Reece Nelson against Bournemouth every now and then, don't you?
Every now and again,
just to keep everybody. You
Not
know.
tonight.
Yeah. Well, listen, Asa, enjoy the game, my friend. Lovely to see you. Let's hear it for Asa Butterfield, everybody.
Top man.
Nice one, mate. Oh, it is.
It's great. It's an A-list show, isn't it?
Everyone's confident, though. That's something that I'm
well,
loving.
why wouldn't you be confident? Yeah. We're playing. I said this on the podcast on Handbrake Off this week. I said, you've got to enjoy these moments. Like, from my lifetime, because I wasn't working at the club around the Invincibles, I didn't come to many of the games. This is the best team I've seen, since the 90s, since the early 90s, 91, 89. This is the best football since then that I have seen on a regular basis. It's brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, and a lot of people have been saying that kind of this past week on social media. I've been listening to the Arsecast guys, and they were kind of discussing the fact that whether this is the best team in the last 20 years since the Invincibles, and undoubtedly.
It's not even a debate. It's not even a debate. This team is, it's got a solid defence and unbelievable midfield, and You know, we've got an all-star attack. You know, Bukayo Saka is just unbelievable, but everyone's contributing. And I personally love the fact that we spread the goals around as well. We're not reliant on a Thierry Henry, on a a superstar striker. You know, we're spreading the love.
Yeah. How confident is everybody in the room today? Who fancies grabbing the mic and saying something? Nobody? Everybody's just looking around? Well, I've got the thumbs up. Everybody's confident, which is good news.
Yes.
And you mentioned there your key man tonight, Bukayo Saka.
Yeah, I mean, he's got. I mean, you could pick him key man every single week, couldn't you? But I do think this is obviously his debut Champions League campaign. And in the home games, he's got a goal and an assist, a goal and an assist, a goal and an assist. I mean, that's unbelievable. There's only one player that's ever done that in 4 consecutive Champions League games, and it's Karim Benzema for Real Madrid. You know, it's not normal, the things that Bukayo Saka is doing. So yeah, kudos to him. And look, he was a bit quiet in that first leg, like all of our attacking players were. We want him on the ball as much as we can. We want him running at that left back, and I think this atmosphere, this night is made for Bukayo Saka to deliver. And if he plays well, we win the game.
Yeah, Bukayo Saka the last few weeks has been sensational as well.
He's back on it.
Because there was a point in the season where people were kind of questioning Bukayo Saka, who's just been unreal for us since he's come into the team.
He's already bettered his goals and assists from last year, which he's bettered the previous year. Every year he gets better and better, and he's now someone that looks capable of scoring almost 20 goals a season and making 15. You know, that's the level he's getting to. And that is a level of a Haaland, of a Salah, or a level of a De Bruyne. It's even better than some of the numbers that those guys are posting. So he's a special player, one of the world's best in his position, no doubt.
Yeah, I would agree with that. The flags are out outside now, which is lovely to see. Yeah, the atmosphere building here at Arsenal Stadium.
Aren't they?
The Porto fans are bringing it as well. I think it's definitely worth referencing that. So Bukayo Saka, key man for us, danger man for them though. You have gone for the man who scored a sensational goal.
Galeno. I mean, I didn't know a lot about him ahead of this season, but cutting him from the left onto his right foot, like he did for that goal, the last kick of the game in Porto. That's his thing. He scored. He's got 8 in 6, or he's made sort of 8 direct goal contributions in 6 Champions League games. He's a guy. He's been one of the players of the tournament so far. He almost scored early on in the game, didn't he, at Porto? Yeah. He was pretty unlucky there, and then he came up trumps at the end. So him against Ben White is a real big duel, because Ben White has been playing brilliantly, and he, by and large, contained him the other night. But that one moment, obviously, was it Martinelli? It was a slack clearance straight to Galeno, and he's gone top corner. That's the level that he's operating at. So you've got to be careful with this guy. Raya's not the biggest. Can't always cover those loopy shots that he scored from. So yeah, we've got to make sure we're playing the bulk of this match in the opposition half.
Yeah. So of course you don't need me to tell you we're 1 down in the tie. So Arsenal need a comeback tonight. So that is our question of the day. Nicole's been around and about asking some supporters their favourite Arsenal comeback.
Thanks, guys. Yes, I am here pitch side to chat to some of our wonderful supporters and ask them the question of the day, which is, what is your favourite ever Arsenal comeback? Come on, let's go, let's go. Hello, you two. Can I ask you a question? Which has been your favourite ever Arsenal comeback?
I would say Reece Nelson's winner against Bournemouth. Would have to be one of my favourite.
That was so good. You're nodding in agreement, yeah? You like that one? Have you been to Emirates before? Is this your first time?
Yeah, it's my first time.
Oh my God, are you loving it? It's good, isn't it? Yeah. And are we going to win?
Yeah.
Yes, love that. Thank you so much, guys. Enjoy the game. Oh, so cute. Hello, can I ask you a quick question? Favourite ever Arsenal comeback?
I think one that really meant a lot to me was against, it might seem inconsequential to a lot of people, but it was the Benfica game a couple of years back in the Europa League. We didn't go on to win it, but we went on to get knocked out in the semi-final, and I just remember Aubameyang scoring that goal in the 88th minute, and I didn't know what to do with myself. It was just brilliant, and it just meant so much to me because it was a really tough season, and it was exciting. I loved it. It really stands out to me.
Amazing. I can see you reliving it. I can see it in your eyes. The magic. I love it. You're smiling so much. Are we going to see a comeback tonight?
I hope so. Against Portuguese opposition as well. I don't know. I hope so. I'm really hopeful. It's my first game, so I hope to see it.
It's your first time at Emirates?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, okay, amazing. Well, enjoy it, and obviously I hope we win.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Have the best time. Well, imagine coming to Emirates Stadium for the first time as a huge Arsenal supporter, and it's a Champions League game. Oh my God. Hello, hi, can we have a chat? Favourite ever Arsenal comeback?
It's got to be 2014 FA Cup final against Hull.
That was really good to fair.
2-0 down, 10 minutes. I think it was Koscielny, the Magician Cazorla, and extra time winner from Ramsey. Has to be.
Yeah, so good. That is up there. The good one. Thank you. Hi, guys. Can we have a chat? Favourite ever Arsenal comeback?
The FA Cup final 2020 when Aubameyang scored a brace to win the game for Arsenal.
Probably Nelson last year against Bournemouth because we thought we won the league from that.
I mean, that was so amazing, wasn't it? Were you here for that or watching at home?
I was actually golfing, but I saw it on my phone, and yeah, it was very good.
Love that. Right, well, hopefully we'll see another comeback here tonight. Thank you so much, guys. Back to you in the studio.
Yeah, nice one, Nicole. Right, kick-off fast approaching here, Clarke, so we need to rush on and get a stat trick from you if possible.
Yeah, let's get it up on the screen. Here we go. Look, Porto have won. Look, they don't have a great record away to English sides, just one win in 23 away games. We're looking to reach the Champions League quarters for the first time since 2010. It's been way too long. And look, we've won all 3 of our Champions League home games this season, 12-0 on aggregate. We've never won 4 in a row without conceding in the competition. What we could do with a clean sheet win tonight. That is for sure. We do not want FC Porto scoring. So hopefully we make a little bit of history this evening.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Right, Clarke, thank you very much as always. Right, we are, as I say, rapidly approaching kick-off. The banners and flags are out here at Arsenal Stadium, so it's the perfect time to get down to our commentary team, calling this one for us, former Gooner, Jeremy Aliadier, and alongside him, Dan Roebuck. Over to you guys.
Great stuff evening, fellas. Champions League nights in knockout rounds at Emirates Stadium have been conspicuous by their absence in recent years. Tonight, an evening that Gunners fans worldwide will hope to remember for a long time. A goal down after a smash and grab late winner from Porto last month means Mikel Arteta's side have to win this evening to stay in Europe's Premier Club competition. The stakes cannot be higher. This is North London. This is the Champions League. It's Arsenal against Porto. Synonymous with quality, synonymous with the best teams, not just in Europe, but the world. This is a huge night for Arsenal Football Club. So long out of the Champions League, and a goal down after the first leg in northern Portugal. Jeremy, it is win or go home.
It is, yeah. That's a big European night. We've been waiting for this for a long time, getting back in the Champions League this season. And yeah, as you mentioned, we obviously won one goal down, and tonight we've got at least win 1-0 to get back in this tie.
A reminder of the team news for you. David Raya, the only change from the weekend, replacing Aaron Ramsdale. The Gunners line up with Raya in goal, back 4 from left to right of Kivior, Gabriel, Saliba and Ben White. Midfield trio of Jorginho, Rice and Ødegaard, and a forward 3 of Trossard left, Saka right and Havertz through the centre. Is that the 11 that you thought Mikel Arteta would pick? Were you surprised a little bit maybe that he didn't switch things up a little in midfield? What are your thoughts on the opening 11?
No, I think we've been playing so well lately. Then obviously just common sense and just confidence. The boys have been performing, apart from obviously the first leg at Porto when it was a tough game. So yeah, I'm not surprised to see the same team again. I'm expecting obviously to see Jesus coming on and you know, maybe Smith or Partey. We've got a lot of quality on the bench as well to make the difference.